Jagger, what's happening, man? You guys have some interesting terms in your sport as well.
Yeah, we got a ton of them. What's going on, man?
Hey, yeah, great to have you. Do you have a favorite? I think when I have you guys on, I always ask, is there a favorite term? Like if you're out there talking to some kids or something, you have some fun with those guys with some of the terms you have?
I don't know. I feel like the main term for skaters is probably sacking a rail, which is just putting your legs right over it. I think that's probably the most normalized term. Most of the best ones all kind of rally around falling.
Okay, all right, there you go. So yeah, you've got a bunch. You guys, listen. Let's be honest, man. You speak a different language sometime when you guys are out there on the boards.
Yeah, well, 110%, 110%.
Jagger Eaton with us here on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN690. Brent, Martineau, Kasey, Kuhrts. But when I told Kasey today that you were coming on, he was like, "Hey, that's sick." So we're glad to have you on, man. So appreciate you doing that.
I did say that, yeah.
You looking forward to coming to Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The last street league I competed in was a Super Crown out here, and it was just an ecstatic crowd. It was an amazing environment. The park was awesome. And, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be in the arena. It's back in the arena July 16th to 17th. It's going to be unreal.
What's the difference there? This was outside, and the setting was cool, and I remember seeing it all, and we built it up. But now in the arena, does that change your game as like a competitor, or does it feel different? What's that like from your view?
Well, I love arenas just because, it puts a lot more pressure on the competitors. I love that. It kind of puts the emphasis on all the competitors hitting, and it also brings back to SLS glory days in the arenas with Rob Dyrdek announcing like the old days, like the way it used to be, and now back into arena. It just kind of livens the vibe a little bit.
Kasey, go ahead. You got a question for Jagger?
Yeah, Jagger, you've been famous a long time, right? And you're only 21 years old, right? So how does someone growing up pretty much famous their whole life, how do you deal with that and become still a pretty good person? I would even say I'm relatively famous compared to the people I know in LA that are just surrounded by it constantly. But I really think that where my heart lies is at home with my family in Arizona. That's kind of where I always go back to ground myself. I stay really close to them. And also, I don't think there's anything more humbling than skateboarding. I mean, skateboarding will constantly teach you lessons. It's all about falling and getting back up. And, you can't never underestimate the power of your skateboard. I mean, I actually just concussed myself 2 days ago and gave myself 9 staples in my head. So there's a good example.
Really? All right, give us more on that. Now you got me intrigued. I mean, first of all, thanks for still joining us a couple of days later.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe we should take advantage of this if you're still concussed. We should get the tell-all stuff out of you. But how did it happen? And seriously, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it honestly happened just out of nowhere. It's just an accident. I was doing the trick all day, and unfortunately, I made a dumb decision to take my helmet off, and I paid the price. But again, I mean, that's just a normal thing, right? I was doing that trick all day, and then a fluke happened, and I kind of over-rotated and just slapped my head, and, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that it happens, but, skating's that way.
You guys get so good. It brings up an interesting dynamic here. You get good at what you do, but it's still a dangerous thing. Do you sometimes relax yourself to be like, I've done this 100 times, I've done this 1,000 times, but you can almost forget that it's dangerous?
Yeah, well, it's honestly just like it's a battle with your mind. That's what skating's about. I feel like what keeps it really interesting is how risky it all is. I mean, all of us out there are still afraid, right? We're all still afraid, but at the same time, it's not that we're afraid of landing a trick under pressure or landing a trick out in the streets, but realistically, if we were to fall, it's honestly a big injury. So you're kind of doing a violent dance out there.
Yeah, and Jagger, when you talk about the injuries, obviously you just touched on some, but when you were in the Olympics, obviously you come home with a medal, but you were dealing with an injury over there as well, right? Yeah, my ankle was broken. I had 2 minor fractures in the front of my ankle and the back of my ankle, and then 95% of all my ligaments in my left ankle were torn.
Dang.
And you still won a medal, man. That's incredible.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, skating just teaches you that. It just gets you comfortable with skating with pain. I mean, there's just so many life lessons in skating that I feel like nowhere else in life really teaches you, Do you
listen, I mean, I'm not sure you get enough credit for that sometimes, right? We think of tough guy sports, right? I mean, you think of football, comes to mind, and maybe it's a hockey or something like that. But from the danger zone to a toughen it out, like, I mean, because you're not actually like slamming into walls and purposely spilling, if you will. I don't think people look at it that way, but they probably don't understand that when you guys are competing, even at the elite level, you're probably playing hurt to some degree.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're always playing hurt, and at the same time, pads and turf sound really nice. Concrete is 100% undefeated, and that is scientifically proven. So, yeah, I mean, I'm never one to gloat about that. I'm never one to put myself in that situation because I never want to manifest that again. Like the fact that I had to compete my first Olympics with a broken ankle, was unfortunate. And I honestly didn't even have my fair share of being able to win it. I was in a situation where I had to do exactly what I came to do, and I couldn't really let out some new tricks I've been working on for that day. But, it is what it is. I'm stoked on a medal. I'm stoked to get USA up on the podium.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jagger Eaton with us here, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690. And, of course, the Street League Series coming to the championship tour, coming back to Jacksonville in July inside the arena, July 16th, 17th. So make sure you get your tickets for that. It's coming up in a little bit more than a month. We have Tony Baselli in town who has played for the Jags. He just is going into the Hall of Fame in August, and like the price of even talking to him now goes up like a lot just because he's a Pro Football Hall of Famer, which is great for him. When you get an Olympic medal in your sport, I'm not asking you really financially, but do you hit another level in your stardom, if you will?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the Olympics are a life-changing occurrence for everybody, and especially getting on the medal, being a part of the first team, even mentally and physically for my own self, it gave me so much more self-confidence and belief in my own. But again, for the fame and for the financial situation, it kind of changed my whole life and my family's life. And that's honestly just, it's so crazy to even think about it now.
Hey, Jagger, when Brent doesn't even know this yet, but when you called me just a couple of minutes ago, you said you were in Jacksonville and you said you loved it. So Brent, he loves our city. He's happy to be here. That's exciting.
So we do too.
Yeah, Jacksonville's a great place, and he says he loves it. But you've had some success in Florida before, right? So when it comes back to the event in Jacksonville, you're not going to shy away from showing out in Florida once again like you did in Tampa Pro, right?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I love Florida 100%. I grew up competing here my whole life. My first real victory in amateur skating was Tampa Am, and then my first big pro win was Tampa Pro, and then my first street league win was in Jacksonville also, and it was Super Crown. And I absolutely love competing in Florida, and I will leave it all out there in that arena. That's 100%. That's 100% true.
StreetLeague.com, by the way, for tickets to that July 16th and 17th. And you're throwing out the first pitch at the Jumbo Shrimp game tonight, right?
Yep. I'm throwing tonight the Jumbo Shrimp game.
You got a good fastball or what?
I'm going to throw a little four-seamer. I'm 100% going for heat. I am not going for accuracy. I'm going to throw that thing as hard as I can.
I can't believe – by the way, I'm impressed that you didn't cancel this. You got a concussion, staples in your head, and you're still coming out to throw the first pitch here in Jacksonville, man. I mean, that's impressive.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna shy away from a challenge. If I get this opportunity, I'm 100% gonna do it.
All right, last one for you, and then we'll let you go. And I appreciate you taking the time. Jagger Eaton with us. Actually, two things. Is there a Mick Jagger connection here? Like, how were you named Jagger?
Yep. My name came from my parents' first date.
Okay. Good deal.
Yep,
that makes sense.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I kind of could figure that out. I figured there was something there, which is kind of cool. And it is a cool name. Perfect for, your sport, too. It just feels like it fits. You're 21. Skateboarding's cool. You do some stuff. How much is, the Tony Hawk kind of success from a financial standpoint and fame standpoint? When did that hit, it might motivate you to be even better at the sport? Because you can do it for a living. When I was a kid, nobody was thinking about doing skateboarding for a living. Now you can seriously do it for a living and make good money.
Yeah, I think the best thing about what Tony did is that he proved that skateboarders can pave their own way, right? They can pave their own way in their own outlet. And at the time when Tony was coming up, there was a time where skateboarding contests and skateboarding was dead, and it resurrected itself. And that's kind of what is happening now. The Olympics it's now a possibility to compete for your country. You have tours like SLS that are now in arenas that make it important, that make it a big deal. And, I feel like the biggest thing I'm going to take from Tony is that I'm going to pave my own route. I'm going to do my own way financially and mentally and hopefully be able to leave a mark for the youth.
That's good stuff, man. Wish you the best of luck when you're back here in a month, July 16th, 17th at the arena. StreetLeague.com for tickets. And good luck throwing out that first pitch tonight. But get well. Be healthy, all right?
Most definitely. Thank you. And get ready to see that pitch on SportsCenter.
Or at least on Action Sports Jacks tonight on CBS 47, Fox 30. Thanks, man.
Thank you.